trust, passion and want to go run through a brick wall for a guy like that. And so having somebody like Coach Diggert in your corner, relaying that the message is we're built in the dark and that we're all we got and we're all we need is definitely something that the team is brought into, and I definitely can see a change in the energy from last year to now.
When was the change in energy due to? Was that just because coach style or personality? Or?
His personality for sure, coaching style. With the last coaching staff, a lot of those guys were much older. Old school football was kind of the motto with them. These guys come, and these guys come in the first team meeting, everybody's screaming, waking the beats, music's playing, having a good time. And so Coach Dicker allows us to be college athletes, but he also brings fun to the work we got to do.
And so what's this built to the dark thing you kept talking about?
Yeah, so this built in the dark thing. So we're an underdog team in a lot of people eyes. People will always overlook Wake Forest, not put us in top rankings, or even on a personal level. Like I feel like I'm one of the best running backs in the country, but rankings come out, they might put me as the 12th best or the 10th best. And so this built in the dark motto is, Coach Dicker's like, we don't need that. We don't need the Instagram posts. We don't need the NIL money, the transfer. Like we got what we got now. We need to build this where we are. And so that motto and message has definitely been something that the team has accepted, brought into, and we've been rolling with it ever since he relayed that to us.
So how many carries can you handle in a game?
I mean, if he wants to give me 40, I'll take 40. But realistically, whatever helps the team win. If it's running the ball 40 times or lining up that slot 40 times, whatever the Deeks need to win and to get the ball in hands is definitely what I'm for.
How much did you prepare in that regard? I mean, you're going to have a workload, whether it's 40 or 20 or whatever. There's a heavy usage ahead for you. Did you change anything as far as your training, whether it's conditioning, whether it's trying to bulk up? How did you sort of approach knowing there's going to be a lot asked of you physically?
Yeah, 100%. I started taking better care of my body. I got around great people. I've got a new strength coach, Coach Ben. He's made it critical and made it important to me to take care of my body. And so after lifts, we get stretched. After practice, we get stretched. We're getting rolled out. I'm eating the right things. I lost some body fat, but I'm leaner. I'm more cutter. My body can bend better. A lot of things we did this off season too was train our bodies in weird positions and situations. So when I get bent up like I did against Louisiana Tech, my knee get popped back in and nothing crazy happened. So having people like that around me has definitely been something instrumental to my development and going into my last season.
How different is the new offensive scheme, the new offensive system from what you're used to?
Oh, different. No more slow mesh, hopping at the line, waiting on backers to come down and all that stuff. We're hitting the ground running. When we run outside zone, we're running outside zone. When we run inside zone, we're running inside zone. Power, we're running power. And so having Coach Robbie Zell with his experience at Alabama with Nick Saban, being under Nick Saban for a long time, has definitely been also another instrumental factor to Wake Forest.
Is it a good fit for your guys' skill sets, abilities?
100%. Because it allows me to this offense allows me to get in space more, and so it provides us with a lot of one-on-one matchups. And so I think with the slow mesh, a lot of times that us skipping at the line, we actually brought more people together because we were trying to hit the deep ball. But now it's like, hey, we're going to turn around and let you do what you do. You know what I mean? So it could be a C gap run play, and the ball might bend all the way back to the obviously C gap, but that plays allows me to do that. Rather the slow mesh wouldn't allow me to do that.
So when you were talking, I just want to go back to the physical conditioning you're talking about. You talked about stretching. Was that something you weren't doing as much? You were doing, but not as much of? Or?
Yeah, but see, when we running stretch with the last staff was our rules were take 3 steps and roll right down the hill. You know what I mean? And so that was the rules. If we didn't take 3 steps, we would get minus. If we didn't take, so it was like the titty tap things that were kind of something that was hard for me to get with. But now it's like, hey, we're running outside low, and the ball can hit in the C gap, but you play ball. You do what you see. You play to how you feel and what's in front of you. And so that allows me to play more comfortably and more freely to display whatever I have to display.
What about eating? Like you said, you were trying to eat better.
Yeah.
What are you doing there? Did you give up something or?
I mean, really squeeze a little. I don't really eat too much sweets. Like even last night when I eat with coach, they like, y'all want dessert? I kind of chill on it, but every now and then on a Saturday, I might grab a bag of hot Cheetos and sweet tea, and I kind of get a nick and nap, but I just can't get closer for some reason every year.
But when you said your body fat was down,
Yeah.
So like, could you have like was it percentage points, or can you compare? What was it last year versus this year that you?
I want to say last year was like 15, and now it's like 13.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, not really too much of a difference, but you can definitely tell when take my shirt off. My abs are feeling a little more.
Like Coach said, can you handle 40 carries a game?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to think I can handle it. I would like to think.
But you know you have to be stretched out for 12 games.
Yeah,
you can't do
100%.
40 carries 12 times.
Yeah, nah. But Coach Digger, he'll make the right move, and then we also have a lot of young guys. We still have Tay Carney, who's reliable, that can get in there and play his part. Ty Clark is another one who's really good. We hoping Drew Pickett can come along this year and get his feet out there, and so we got some great attributes in the running back room. So if I am having an off day, those guys will have my back and pick up the slack for these for sure.
Demond, when I saw the Built in the Dark release yesterday, honestly, you were the first person I thought of, because you had told me about how you really dove into the training and really built a good relationship with Ben.
Yeah.
Did you feel when you saw that release, did you think they were talking about you?
In a way, I thought it was developed around me, but the message is the message. Coach Ben has definitely been a great attribute to my life. I mean, I've known the guy for 4 months, 5 months, and I can already say he's changed my life. Just from the mental standpoint of the game. At times we could get caught up in NIL money, the transfer portal, and all this rankings on the game. And so having somebody like Coach Ben, when times get hard, you can text him, hey Coach, I'm struggling. You know what I mean? It was instrumental to who I became as a player. And so Coach Ben definitely impacted my life. And I mean, yeah, when they released that motto, I knew that, it had something to do with DC, but we're going to rock with it as a team.
With the old staff, with Coach Hunter and Coach Carlson, it infamously took you a period of time to have trust in those guys, right? Maybe more than a year, right? What's different now where you're able to get that trust right off with Coach Reed, Coach Dickert, and Ben?
I mean, maturity. I kind of understand the game. I know how the game goes. I was real to my coaches and what I needed from a coach. And, they were honest with what they could give me and what they couldn't give me. You know what I mean? And so being in a relationship where we can be honest with each other and nobody's, telling lies or not being honest with each other definitely allowed me to want to be a part of this coaching staff. And then, when, Clausen stepped down, Coach Digger got a chance to speak with Coach Clausen, and he got a chance to speak with Coach Hunter, my position coach. And, and so, which I love that guy to death. John Hunter, that's my guy. And he actually got a chance to talk to him, and so Coach Dickert and him talked about ways to help DC, and that's absolutely amazing coming from that.
Is it safe to say that sophomore Demond Claiborne wouldn't have been as prepared for this kind of dramatic change as senior Demond Claiborne?
Yeah, sophomore Demond Claiborne, I don't know how I would function in this, because even when Clausen stepped down, after that for a little bit, I kind of felt a little like enraged, but like wondering why. And so when I vividly remember meeting with Dickert and I broke down in his office, I'm like, this is a lot. I've never, this has been my home for 3 years, going on 4, and then this change is happening in the middle of like 1 more year left, so it kind of freaked me out, but I just stayed fast and stayed where my feet was at, and just trusted in Dickert's plan when he came in. I mean, first press conference, he said my number 1 priority is talk to Demond Claiborne. And so having a coach who makes that his number 1 priority after traveling from the West Coast made me feel welcome and made me feel like he wanted me.
Where are you coordinator? What kind of impact has he made so far?
Robbie Zell.
Yeah.
Love that guy. So me and Coach Zell at first had like a bumpy road. Kind of wasn't seeing eye to eye. We had a scrimmage, and the first 2 plays of the scrimmage, I didn't touch the ball, so I was getting all mad, and I go to Coach Zell, and I'm like, give me the ball, and some words were said, and Coach told me go back on the field, and then he walked away, and he beat down one of my teammates, and then the next play, you see me bust it for 65 yards for a touchdown, and so having moments like that with your coach definitely allowed me and Coach Zell's relationship to grow, because now I'm like, what did you know to push me to know that I was going to break this touchdown and score? You know what I mean? And so just having somebody in my corner, and he's seen the best of the best, being under Nick Saban, Julio Jones, the list goes on, Derrick Henry, so the list goes on of people he's been able to be around and help Coach Saban coach, and just a great attribute and assets to the Dean Eagles program.
Where's been your favorite venue that you've played in your career?
Lane Stadium, just because it's back home in Virginia. We get to go there again this year. But Death Valley was also a cool one.
Do you have an NIL agent?
No, I'm free right now. I don't have an agent. I don't have anything.
What's been your favorite purchase you've been able to get that you wouldn't have in another era of college football?
My car.
What'd you get?
A Dodge Charger.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm recently in the process of trying to get rid of that.
Okay.
Had some challenging times with that. My car woke up one morning for practice and my car went outside.
Okay.
So, you know how that goes. So, kind of freaked out, panicking, calling Coach Dicker. He panicked a little bit. This is his first couple weeks in as a coach, and so that was the first big question.
What if you were drawing up the playoff in your mind? What would the perfect playoff look like for college football?
I mean, I don't know.
What does Built in the Dark mean to you?
Yeah, just camaraderie. Just it's about us, nobody else but us. Doing everything we do is built in the dark. Built not in front of the cameras, not in front of people we don't know or reporters or even the small things. And when rankings come out and our guys are not ranked and we know we should be ranked, just all the small things is what Built in the Dark means. It's about us, nobody else.
Speaking of that camaraderie, talk about what you're learning from running behind basically a whole new offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, at first it definitely was challenging, but as time got on and as day one of spring practice, I was like, there's no way this would be good. But by day 15 of spring practice, you see a tremendous change in everybody's body movement, and we still didn't even have, a lot of our pieces with us at the time, and so we were still breaking runs with 60, 50 yards, 70-yard runs, just having a field day out there. And so I'm having these guys come in and with the will to win and with the mind to want to grow and be involved definitely has allowed me to become trustworthy in what they have.
What's your 5 favorite spots in town?
Sin Sin Burger Bar, Little Richard's, top tier eatery. I'm going to have to say just McDonald's because a good 10-piece from McDonald's can't never go wrong. And then I'd probably say my last one would be Fratelli's Steakhouse.
And so much is changing in this sport, on the field, off the field. Would you like to see players have a bigger say in what the rules look like?
Nah. Players just need to focus on playing. And that's it. I think a lot of times in this era of sports, a lot of players is worried about the wrong things. NIL money and, if their best friends transferring and stuff. And that's not what it should be about. We're out here playing ball, but at the end of the day, you have to go out and perform with your team, your community, with your brothers and your coaches. And so, I think just focusing on what's important.
Well, I want to ask Nick this question. I want to ask you this question. He's from Virginia. You're from Virginia.
Yeah.
There's a long line of Virginia guys. Obviously under Coach Clawson, now still at Wake. Greg Dortch, just to name another one. What is it about Wake Forest that you guys from Virginia like to come down and play at Wake Forest?
I mean, ultimately, when I came down, it just felt like a family atmosphere. Real safe. Everybody said the right things, and it's close. It's 3 hours, 30 minutes, so not too far, but not too close. And so that's what I needed when looking for a program, and Wake Forest was able to provide me with that.
So you're looking forward to your trip to Blacksburg in October?
Oh, yeah. Blacksburg and UVA. We go to UVA this year, too. So being back in Virginia twice, only can expect big games out of me.
Thanks.
I asked Coach Dick a question about Wake Forest. It was the first major Southern school to integrate. Coach Tate died just last month. And this is not a gotcha question. I wouldn't expect you to know a lot about it. But how much have you learned, and what are your thoughts on Wake Forest being such an important school on such an important subject?
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Clawson's staff did a great job in teaching us about the history of Wake Forest, all the way from the Brian Piccolos to the reason why we have to sit at a table, white person sit next to a black person at the table. These things are things that Coach Carlton instilled in us, and to this day, Coach Dickert comes out and we meet people who, been through, traumatizing times for a little bit, and Wake Forest was a way for them to get out and gave them an opportunity to change their lives, like, the first assistant coach, and so black coach, and so, having all of these things tied to the university is definitely something special as a black man in America.
Yeah, and a lot of black kids and white kids don't understand how recent segregation is. What should we do about that?
I think the message is continue to just be love, love each other, stop the hate. There's so much good in this world, but we make it bad because we get greedy. And so really just joining hands with each other and helping each other can ultimately change the way the world might perceive one another.
And again, this is not a gotcha question. I don't expect you to know the answer. But one reason schools like Wake Forest are lost in the shadows is because there's this myth, a lot of fiction behind it, that the 1970, 6 years after Wake Forest, USC-Alabama game opened the doors in the South.
Yeah.
Is that a story you're familiar with, Sam Cunningham?
No, I'm not, but that's a story I definitely need to go review.
Tell Will to send you some of my stories. Will Pantages.
Demond, when Coach brought up the 40 carries a game, I don't know which was flashier, your smile or your watch.
Are you asking him about his watch?
How, assuming you'd like to get 40 carries a game, physically, mentally, how are you prepared to do that?
I think from a mental standpoint and from a physical standpoint, I'm as strong and as mentally and physically as I could be. I think the staff has allowed me to develop into that person, into that player over the last couple months being with them. I'm prepared for whatever comes my way. If Coach Digger's like, hey, this game you got to touch the ball 10 times in order for us to win, then I'll touch it 10. If he's like, you got to touch it 40 times in order for us to win, I'll touch it 40. Just being for the team is what I'm all about.
After a head coach leaves, a lot of players would have naturally pulled away from the program and thought about transferring. You didn't. What kind of drew you to Coach Dickert, and what's your favorite thing about him?
Yeah, his message, his energy, his passion to the games. When I first met Coach Dickert, he kept it real with me. He wanted to help me more as a man. He said, how can I help you as a man off the field? You know what I mean? How can I help you as a man mentally? And so being able to have somebody like that in my corner as a head coach is major. And it just drove me to Coach Dickert and his vision and his plan, and I wanted to be a part of something bigger than me.
Is there a player, whether in your own position group or anyone else in the team, that you feel like he deserves a little bit extra publicity, or he's kind of poised for a breakout and we're not talking about him?
Yeah, like Darius Webb Jr. and Zamari Stevenson. Both of those guys, one play corner, one play nickel. But I've watched both of those guys work this offseason, and I'm super excited for what those guys have to come this season.
Finally, what are some personal goals that you have for this season?
My biggest goal is just to stay consistent. I think a lot of times people can, have a lot of pressure and try to do too much, but that's not who I'm trying to be. I wanted to stay consistent and be for the team. If the first 2 games I don't score a touchdown, then so be it. As long as, the Demon Deacons are walking off that field with a win, then that's what I'm about.
You've said in the past you don't want to let your mother outwork you.
Yeah.
Can you explain what kind of a role model she was?
Yeah, my mom was definitely, she's gritty. My mom worked 3 jobs to this day. And so my mom would text me every morning, hey son, I love you, about to go to work, have a great day. And so having that mindset to not let my mom outwork me is definitely something that's allowed me to be in this position I am today. I told my mom not too long ago that eventually I'm going to get her out of this situation. I just told her to stay down with me, and she'll always text back like, I got you, son, I love you, have a great day. You know what I mean? And so Mom Dukes is definitely the reason why I continue to do this.
Have you accomplished that, or is she still outworking you?
No, Mom Dukes is going to outwork me every time, but I ain't going to let it stop me from continuing to try to reach that goal, for sure.
Will it be a goal accomplished if you
get to the point where you can put her in a position where she doesn't have to work anymore?
I mean, even then, I mean, my mom raised 5 boys, so her story is just a little different. I mean, regardless, she's gonna be the hardest working person I've ever, came in contact with. And so, I don't know if I'll ever reach that goal, but it's not gonna stop me from trying to reach that goal.
Can you show us can you give us an impression of your Wake Forest yell that you were talking about out there on the stage? What exactly happens during this thing?
Yeah, so we get in, Coach Dicker's like, hey, everybody wake up. We have somebody come down and, break the team up. And then they'll come up and say, wake the D's. And so they'll put on the screen a demon. And they'll press Coach Witt on special team, go there and press a button, and it's the screaming noises. And everybody will scream to the top of their lungs. And then his hands goes up, everybody screams, and they go down, we stop. And we just keep doing that. And until everybody's fired up and ready to go for moves. And so, yeah, that energy is real. And when I first came in contact with it, I'm like, this is something special.
Demond, I'm not shocked often in reporting on collegiate athletics, but Devin over there told me that you always smell good. And I said, even on the football field? He said, even on the football field. What is your secret?
So shout out Tyler Candle. Tyler Candle is actually a laundry detergent that smells really good. Really expensive though. The other day I actually paid $125 for laundry detergent. But when you walk in the room and leave, people know it's you. And so to leave that impression smelling good, I'm all for it.
I like it. Is this a laundry detergent or cologne?
Laundry detergent. Laundry detergent.
How did you happen upon this, and did someone recommend this to you?
Yeah, so one of my teammates, Walker Merrill, came in one day, and I'm like, what's that? But he never used to tell me, never would tell me. And then I had another teammate named A.K. Kelly, who was actually rooming me. He had the same smell, and I never could figure out what it was. And I'm like, I need that. And then one day he was like, here, bro, I'm gonna show you what it is. And he gave it to me, and then ever since then, that's been me.
And now they've transferred out.
Yeah.
So I mean,
nobody else
you own
like
it.
that but me. So that's a cool thing. Like my teammates just say, I can tell you just left the locker room, or I can tell you just left the elevator. I'm like, how? Your clothes, you can smell it. That's good. That's good. So.
Sounds like you need an NIL deal.
Yeah, something.
Do you think that aroma will help you later on when you're going through the draft process and going to the combine? That the agents and presidents will be like, man, that guy smells good.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it sparks some type of buzz, but I mean, if not, my play should also. So.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
Absolutely appreciate it.
We talked in the spring about the new energy and the new vibe around the program. But we didn't see you guys in May, June, July. Has it continued? Is it ramped up even?
It's ramped up. I think, you probably be out at camp a few practices. You'll see that this tension. It's everybody's ready to go. Even in these walkthroughs, sometimes extra little grab or extra little tug, and everybody's like, hey, no fighting, but we're ready. We're excited. The extreme coaches put us in some tough situations and forced us to get out of them. We trained in some hot days, on some hot days, And so I mean, the adversity we established with each other over the last couple of months will definitely allow us to be a close-knit team in the fall, but it will definitely allow us to knock out some teams and hopefully get away from that 4-8 record that we've been living with the last 2 years.
That's where I was going. Did you guys need this to happen? 100%. The program needed the.
I love Coach Clausen, but we needed a major change in a lot of things. I feel like Wake is definitely such a community-based, family-based, and it started to feel more like a business. And I'm happy the change happened. I definitely wish it was some guys that were still here, but things happen and they're no longer with us. But this is well needed for sure.
Who do you find yourself missing the most? Coach Hunt.
John Hunter. I think
he was always the one that could whisper in your ear and get you back to neutral.
So I felt like he was in such a tough spot because Coach Dicker actually offered Coach Hunt to come back and to be the running back coach. But just with the loyalty with Coach Clausen, and then with me kind of, I definitely was like sick about it a little bit, but yeah, John Hunter would definitely be one of the ones that I miss the most out of that whole staff.
Coach mentioned 40 carries a game. I saw you smile up there. Have you really thought about that? Being this workhorse and putting all the mileage on your legs and your body?
So absolutely. So Coach Ezell came from Alabama, and he actually was able to be with Derrick Henry when he won the Heisman. And the other day he told me we had to give him the ball 40 times just to win the Heisman. And so those coaches are very adamant about helping me reach my goals and see what I want to see through. And so if I can carry the ball 40 times a game, they'll definitely let me carry it 40 times a game. But if I can't, we definitely have other attributes and weapons added to this offense that those guys can make explosive plays and can get points for the Deacon also.
What does Wake Forest mean to you, and what do you want to? How do you want to grow that this upcoming season?
Home, family, community, love, passion. Wake Forest is a unique place because we are in a city that's not really the 46th poorest city in America, and our school is surrounded by gates. And so being able to use our impact as athletes to not only impact the people we're engaged with every day, but to also go into classrooms and also do mission trips and to try to get our names out there. And it's definitely been something that the university's allowed us to see through and do more of. When we walk out with WF on our chest, or people look at us like we're superstars in Winston. And so using our voice and our game and our light to give back is what Wake Forest has allowed me to do.
A couple comments for you. You like a day game or a night game better?
Night.
All right. If you could change one thing about the Wake Forest uniform, what would it be?
The logo on the helmet.
Okay. What would you change it to?
Walking Deacon.
Walking Deacon. All right. And last one. You go to a college in North Carolina. What is your ultimate cookout tray?
Oh, I'm going with a big double burger.
Okay. Okay.
I'm probably going with a side of cheese curds and a quesadilla.
Quesadilla?
Yeah, and then a huge sweet tea.
Sweet tea? Okay. All right. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Demond, talk about being okay with, if they can't run me 40 times this game, there's someone else. Is that also a testament of growth for where sophomore Demond would have been like, no, I want the ball I want the ball every down, and now being like, is that also has anything to do with the injuries from last year where, there were some times where you went back out there where you maybe should not have?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think just continuing to trust what these coaches believe in me. I mean, if they feel that this offseason I've done enough to be able to get in the game and to tote the ball 40 times and leave the game safely, then that's what they're for. If they think I can't do that, then they definitely will make the right decisions. But I've definitely taken precaution and other steps to help my body, better sleep, recovery, better nutrition. I cut out a lot of sweets, don't really eat sweets much more. But yeah, the camaraderie and the belief that this staff has in me, I mean, if they need me to carry the ball 40 times, for these people, I'm definitely coming back in the game and making a play.
Talk about that belief, and a big thing is energy. That's something we talked about all spring. When we walked into spring practice, everyone seemed to have just this new energy about everybody. But it also seemed like you guys were just a bit looser than what it was in the last couple of years. How do you manage that line of being this energetic, forceful, celebratory team that also isn't beating yourself on the field, whether it's penalties, turnovers, just getting more focus?
I think just staying true to ourselves. I think not losing sight of what's really important is something that can help us in the long run. When coming in that locker room and seeing how the energy has changed, not only just from my teammates, but even from support staff, like our nutritionists and our trainers and our strength coaches. Everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants to be involved, and the message is built in the dark. It's about us, nobody else but us, and just continuing to establish and find out our true identities through adversity is truly who I think we can become better with, and find ourselves in those difficult moments when we're having trouble in tough games.
I asked Devin